drinking too. Pew kept all his earnings in the bank in the shoe.
Hey everybody, it's me, Brendan Kennedy, BK Stank, and I have my powerlifting meet tomorrow, so I figured I'd just show you guys what I am taking with me. Got my belt, both types of lifting shoe, got my Converse, and my Adidas Olympic lifting shoes, so not doing any Olympic lifting technically, but these are great for squatting. Baby powder, which seems weird, but apparently you can put baby powder on your legs and it'll help you get the bar up a little bit quicker with deadlifts. And I guess when you're doing a powerlifting meet and you're going for PRs, every little bit helps. Ammonia inhalants. I saw this on Amazon, 100 of them for 25 bucks. I had to get it. Also, I'm bringing snacks. I have trail mix, peanut butter and honey sandwiches that I fried in coconut oil and butter. Gatorade. I'm basically trying to be as prepared as possible because I've got 9 attempts to lift, so 3 attempts per lift, so 3 attempts at squat, 3 attempts at deadlift, 3 attempts at bench, but all of that takes 8 hours. So I have to be asleep now. I'll see you guys tomorrow with the meet. Alright guys, I apologize for the quality of video if it looks a little grainy right now. We were shooting from my cell phone. But we are driving to the powerlifting meet at Brute Strength Gym. So
it's 7 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday.
That's how you can tell how much I think people actually get into lifting. The fact that they're willing to wake up at 5:30 on a Saturday. Oh my god. I would much rather, like, seriously, if this was anything else, I would have said, no thanks. I'll just sit at home and I'll get pretty drunk Friday night, eat pizza, and then fall asleep around 1 in the morning and sleep a deep, glorious slumber until about, I don't know, 10 o'clock in the morning. Instead, I went to bed at like 10 o'clock and I was up again at 5 and yeah. But this is something that I've been, working toward for a long time. I've been lifting for a while, but this is the first meet I'm ever doing. So I'm super excited about it. And I hadn't even thought, like, I'd always wanted to do one of these, and then the trainer at my gym, I asked her to give me a meal plan to still get strong, but maybe be less fat. So, halfway there. But, when she was coming up with that, I was saying, like, maybe one day it would be cool to do the kind of training where you actually focus on how you look and try to get definition and abs. I said, like, I would like to come up with, I'd like to meet a certain level of strength before I decided to maybe back down and start cutting up or whatever, getting defined. And she said to me, like, well, you look like you've put on some muscle doing the kind of powerlifting training you're doing. Have you ever thought about doing a powerlifting meet? And to be honest, like, it had always seemed like a fantasy, a really lame fantasy. But I was like, fuck it. No time like the present to actually try it. And it had been a goal of mine to squat 400 pounds for, one. And I feel like a powerlifting meet, having lots of screaming people excited, people there, would be the time to try it, so fingers crossed.
All is loaded for President.
Let's go! Got it! Got this! Come on, come on, come on!
Congratulations, you played yourself.
1 week later.
This week, telling you guys what happened with my powerlifting meet. That is where I got this totally sweet shirt. Turns out, yeah, you sign up for a powerlifting meet, you pay the money, you pay to have your membership or your card for that meet. They'll give you a t-shirt, at the very least. So I woke up really early in the morning. I was really groggy when I got there. Had to wake up around 5:30 in the morning, and I don't think I went to bed until 11:30. I had a lot of nerves, I had a lot of stuff to pack, and I wanted to make sure that I had everything together, that my singlet was clean and all that. So woke up, started driving to the meet. Got there, they did the rules meeting, and then they had 4 different flights. So the first flight was all girls, as far as I can remember. The second flight was mostly guys with 1 or 2 girls who were exceptionally strong. There was a third flight of stronger guys, and then a fourth flight of guys who I just pretty much think were fucking monsters. So the first flight they had was all girls. While they were doing their opening lifts, we started warming up. And what I had heard for a strategy for a powerlifting meet is your first attempt should be your last warm-up. Your second attempt should be a weight that you know you can get every time that you're in the gym. And your last attempt, that should be the time that you break a PR. So my opening lift went for 365. That is something that I know I'm going to hit. It's usually a warm-up. And to tell you the truth, I was so nervous before I started this lift because I'd never done a meet before. The adrenaline is riding high. As soon as you get out there, people start cheering for you. People you can't even see are shouting your name. And all you can think is, I don't want to fuck this up. I don't want to fuck this up. But then you know at the same time, you've done that weight before. It's going to go back up if you do it. So, opening lift, 365, got it. And all of a sudden, as soon as I got that, I had this feeling of, oh yeah, that's why I'm doing this. This is fun. I actually like powerlifting. My second attempt was 385. 385 has been, as I was working toward peaking for my powerlifting meet, 385 would be usually where I would stop. I would hit a heavy single and then maybe back down and do a little bit of work after I hit that heavy single. Or I would just hit 385 once and say I'm done. Don't need to do too much work. Trying to have high intensity, low volume, and I would stop at 385. So I got up to do 385, brought a little ammonia with me to have a little bit of help, got under the bar, squatted, came back up, felt really good. There is something to be said about the presence of a crowd there, though. It's amazing. It's really amazing.
Yeah, that's what's good.
You get the bar on your back, people are cheering for you. And I just remember, as I'm coming back up, somebody shouts, "Go, Brendan, you got this!" And I just have this thought of like, that is so nice. I don't even know these people and they're cheering for me. That's so cool. And the environment there is like ridiculously supportive. It's something that I've seen when people run marathons. Everybody is in a good mood. Everybody is being nothing but friendly and encouraging. So, of course, come up to my last attempt. One of my goals was to squat 400 pounds this year. And so technically, I think I was going to go for 405 because in my head, that's 4 plates on each side. And I feel like as a power lifter, you grow by the number of plates you have. So 45-pound plates. For some reason, I don't get it, but for power lifters, 45 pounds are plates and everything else is just, it's not a plate. You specify the weight that it is. So a 25-pound weight would just be 25-pounder, but a 45-pounder is a plate. And I wanted to have 4 of those motherfuckers on either side of the bar. And so I get to this meet and I find out that even it's the Southern Powerlifting Federation, all the lifts are done in metric. So I had 2 options. I could have gone 402 or 407.5. And I figured 407.5 was on the heavier side of 405. So if you're going to go big or go home. I got under there, and if you've never done a powerlifting meet, one thing that I would recommend is trying to make habits. So making the habit of every time you set up for your squat, you do it the same way. Every time you bench, you do it the same way. Because by that last time that you're going for your PR, your adrenaline is going. You're almost terrified, but it's a healthy fear. You're excited at the same time. And so, took a big snort of ammonia, got under the bar, squatted down, and when I see the video of this squat, I'm really amazed at my depth. I go really fucking deep, and I come up and the ideal is to have just amazing bar speed so that you go to the bottom of the squat and you shoot right up. Because if you think of it as, you're going to be really strong and lift the bar at your own pace and just get it there, it's not going to go as well as if in your mind you're thinking about exploding up as fast as you can. And when I watch the video, I get down there, I come back up, and then there's that staking point right in the middle of coming back up, and I watch my face, and I am hating life. At one point, I just close my eyes and just push, hoping I'm going to get through. And lo and behold, once I get through that sticking point, 407.5, 3 lights, I got it. So I'm super psyched at this point. First thing I do is start eating some food because I brought peanut butter and honey sandwiches that I deep fried in coconut oil and butter. Basically, I was trying to have as many calories with me as I could at that point because I know that every time I'm maxing out my weight, I am really just draining my body of all the calories that I have. I'm depleting all my glycogen stores, so I'm just trying to get as much calories back in without feeling nauseous. So I start eating, I try to stay hydrated, and I try to stay warm. So the other guys go through, and there's the gentleman who I showed you guys before, squatting 622 for 2 reps at Brute. He squatted 677 that day, guys. That was his last attempt. That blows my mind. But there were stronger guys than that. The last flight, I'm pretty sure I saw people squatting in the 700s. Pretty sure somebody for their last attempt squatted 750. And what's terrifying is these guys, if you saw them, you would think like, hey, maybe that guy played football back in the day, but now he just drives a truck and drinks soda or something. They just look kind of like short, chubby guys. But some of these guys are just so fucking strong without looking like it at all. So yeah, there were some people there who looked like they could have been bodybuilders, but there were other guys who looked like their name was Roscoe and they just hung out they just sat at a desk all day. But get them in a squat rack, and these guys were just making humongous lifts and making it look super easy. Next, I had bench, and I was actually really worried about my bench press. My shoulders have been really sore for the past few days, and I don't know why that is. I don't know if I have arthritis or if I have just shit form, or maybe it's a combination of all those things. I was really worried about it, because if you watch one of those, the video that I have with me training with Will, I try to go heavy, I try to hit 240 and bring it down, and it just stays on my chest and I can't get it up. So I opened with 220, knew I could get that, went up. I went for 230, started some ammonia, and what's scary about this is like, you can't just bring it down and bounce it back up. You have to bring the weight down, hold it, and then wait for the press command, throw it back up, and then you have to control it and wait for the rack command. 240, which I've never been able to do in like a correct competition style with a hold on the chest and then doing it. I got it. I got 3 lights. I watched the video and I think my butt came up a little bit. I'm not really happy about that, but at the same time, I feel like there's a school of thought with powerlifting where you're trying to do the lift as best you can and get the judges to approve it. So I mean, clearly, I brought 240 brought 240 to my chest, and I pushed it back up. I got 3 white lights for the lift, so if it's okay with the judges, it's okay with me. Now, by this point, the caffeine that I'd had at the beginning of the day is starting to wear off. I've eaten peanut butter and honey sandwiches, and a couple of bananas, some Gatorade, but it's just starting. I'm just starting to run out of steam. And, you know, think about it. Like, I woke up probably 5 in the morning, and now it's about 3 in the afternoon. Just from a nervous system standpoint, I'm already feeling a bit fatigued. So it was time for deadlifts. I had a little bit to eat beforehand. Then I started warming up. 135 pounds felt great. 225 felt great. 365 starting to feel a little bit heavy. And so I stopped there. Then we had our flight. I opened up. 405. Went right up, felt super easy. Now 455 I had gotten in the gym, just fucking around. Not even like I'd never lifted that much weight, but it just felt so light. So I thought, whatever, I'll go for it. And I had a new PR in the gym at 455, so I figured, okay, for this meet, I'll go 450 for my next attempt, and then for my last attempt, I'll just go fucking ham and try to go for 470. So I hit 450, and I got it. And I was really happy with that. Then finally, my last attempt, 470. I'm exhausted. The fucking audience is exhausted. They have been watching this. They've been really cool for actually supporting all the lifters that day. But they're exhausted. They don't want to see anybody lift anymore. I tried to hype them up a little bit, and they're like, okay, woo. Which... I know that feeling of having done comedy shows of like, hey guys, give it up! And they're like, we gave it up. You fucking do something. So I go to do 470, and for the first time this day, this is the first time that the weight just feels heavy. Like, I don't understand what happened, but I fucking grab the bar. I go to the, I'm trying to go with that whole grip it and rip it philosophy. But I grab it, I pull the tension out of the bar, and I go to stand up, and like, this weight does not want to move. It's a huge difference, I guess, at the end of the day after you've done a powerlifting meet to pull 470 versus 450. So with that, I hung out for a little while, and then I went home. Started relaxing, actually eating some real food, and then my friend sends me a text, my friend Jeremy, who had been at that powerlifting meet too. Hey, you won first place. What? Yeah, apparently, with my total, that ended up being right around 1,100 pounds. My total by the end of the day was 1,097 pounds. Swag. Broke the 1,000-pound club. Over 1,000 pounds. A fucking monster. For my weight class of 275, and I'll explain that in a second, I won first place. I didn't actually weigh 275. I signed up to compete in the 242-pound weight class, but this was my first meet, and I'd rather just put up some amazing numbers than make weight. I would have had to lose a lot of water weight, and I have done shit cardio for the past 3 months. So I competed at 275. Probably weighed, in reality, about 250. So theoretically, if I would have maybe tried to sweat it out, pee it out, spit water all day, I could have done it. But I broke 2 PRs. So I had never benched 240 in a competition setting. I had never ever in my life squatted 407.5, and I deadlifted 450 pounds when I had no idea up until a week before that I could do it. So I was really happy with how it turned out. I think I originally got into powerlifting as a means of just increasing my general fitness, but as I've gotten more and more into it, I have come to appreciate how challenging it is. And I like to think of my powerlifting as just a metaphor for life. I know that sounds really douchey, but you're going to have setbacks. You're going to have things that you're not necessarily good at that you have to work really hard at. You're going to have to be better at some smaller parts of an exercise, or you're going to have to develop very specific skills to achieve the goals that you want. And that's what I figured out from doing this meet, that all these months and years of work, all these gym sessions I've tried to get in before work, all these sessions that I tried to get in at the end of a long work day, all these times that I didn't necessarily spend as much time with my wife as I could, it wasn't for nothing that it all actually ended up making me a lot stronger, I think, physically, and also a lot stronger mentally, knowing how to push myself when I don't think I can really give anymore. Just trying, just giving everything I have to see what I can do. Overall, the powerlifting meet was an amazingly positive experience. I want to do another one so bad. At the same time, I don't want to do another one for a long time. For the past month or so, I've been working toward peaking, and after this powerlifting meet, I figured I'd give myself a break. During that break, I helped a friend move a treadmill and went to a driving range. So I've been pretty active, not really at all. And today, a week later from my powerlifting meet, was the first time I hit the gym in a long time, and oh fuck, I am feeling it already. So powerlifting meet, it's a really great thing, but it's a marathon of small sprints, if that makes any sense. For a powerlifting meet, definitely plan your attempts far out in advance. I guess for this meet, I had to give my openers earlier in the week so I knew what I was opening with. Bring food, because you're going to burn through so many calories. Just if you're at a powerlifting meet, chances are you already have a higher metabolic rate, so you're going to be burning through stuff just sitting there. And the fact that you're maxing out, you're going to burn through even more calories. So bring a lot of food, stay hydrated, and stay really warm between your lifts. Also, stay really positive, but stay realistic. If you're going to go for a PR, make it something you think you're going to get. I've heard some people say that if you're going for a max out, go for it on your second attempt, and then for your third attempt, go even fucking heavier. That's cool, but it's also nice to get a lot of white lights. That's it for now, guys. If you've been paying attention to my journey along my powerlifting meet, I really do appreciate it. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a like for me. If you have your own powerlifting meet experience, I'd love to hear about that. Go ahead and describe what happened to you in the comments. If you'd like to see my channel do something different, go ahead and leave it in the comments. If you think this video is something that your friends might be into, go ahead and share it. Alright guys, that's it for now. I really do appreciate you guys listening to me talk about my powerlifting meet and my journey to get there. I'll see you next time. Thanks.